Welcome, my dear all students. In this class, we are going to analyze the questions and answers in the worksheet number 2, Unit 2, Class 9, and the lesson name is Motion. First one, choose the best answer. If the velocity and acceleration are in the same direction, then the object will be B. Speeding down, B. Speeding up, have no change in the speed, be speeding up first and then slows down. Because the velocity and acceleration are in the same direction, definitely the speed of the object will be increased. And so the option 2, that is B choice, B speeding up, will be the correct answer. And now the moving object slows down when the dash. Velocity and acceleration are in the opposite direction. In the previous case, we have seen the same direction, but here in the opposite direction. When velocity and acceleration are in the opposite direction, what will happen? Then the moving object slows down. Okay. Then B choice is the correct answer. And a student goes to his friend's house with a speed of 30 km per hour. He finds the house of his friend is closed. He comes back immediately with a speed of 40 km per hour. When then which of the following expression is correct? His average speed is greater than average velocity. Before that, you have to know what are the differences between the speed and the velocity. If you define speed, what will you say? Then the total distance covered or the distance traveled by time. But if you consider the velocity, it is displacement by time. You consider the two objects which is in the position A and B. A coming forward and reach B, and then again in the opposite direction reach again A. In this case, then the total distance traveled is, if it is x means, then if it comes back, then it will be 2x. But the displacement is 0. There won't be any difference between the change in the position of the object, and hence the displacement is 0. Because the displacement is 0, velocity is 0. Because the distance covered by the object is 2x, and hence we can have maximum speed. The first option will give you the correct answer. Okay. Now let us come to the other part, that is which of the following is an example of a moving body with a constant speed but still be accelerating. A body moving with constant speed in a circular path. And how does speed time graph look like when an object is moving with changing speed? Gradient means the slope. தமிழில் நம்ம சாய்வு அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்லுவோம். அதாவது இந்த ரெண்டு இது இருக்குது பார்த்தீங்களா, இதுதான் சாய்வு. இதில் இந்த கொஷனில் என்ன ஆன்சர் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க? ஜீரோ கிரேடியன்ட், நான் ஜீரோ கிரேடியன்ட், கிரேடியன்ட் வித் ஜீரோ வேல்யூஸ், ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் லைன். இப்போ யூனிஃபார்ம் சேஞ்சிங் ஸ்பீட் அப்படின்னு கொடுத்துக்கிறனால ஸ்பீட் வந்து கான்ஸ்டண்ட்டாக சேஞ்ச் ஆச்சுன்னா இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஸ்லோப் நமக்கு கிடைக்கும். அதே மாதிரி டீசலரேட்டிங் வித் கான்ஸ்டன்ட் ஸ்பீட், சேஞ்சிங் ஸ்பீட் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா நமக்கு ஸ்லோப் வந்து தலைகீழாக இருக்கும், இந்த மாதிரி லைன் இருக்கும். அதே சமயத்தில் வித் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஸ்பீட்ஸ் அட் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைம் அப்படின்ட்டு இருக்கும் பொழுது நமக்கு அந்த ஸ்லோப் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு லைனில் கிடைக்கும் நமக்கு. அப்போ அந்த ஸ்லோப் வந்து கண்டிப்பாக வந்து ஜீரோ கிரேடியண்ட்டாக இருக்கிறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பே கிடையாது. நான் ஜீரோ gradient, this will be the answer. And also it looks like straight line. If it is changing constantly, then the graph will look like straight line. Then the two answers come closer. Okay, if they are asking about the gradient, we can choose this answer, non-zero gradient. Okay, now identify the second equation of motion. Students, please think that this will be the possible answer, non-zero gradient. Then identify the second equation of motion. First equation of motion is v is equal to u plus at. Second equation is s is equal to ut plus half at squared. And third equation is v squared minus u squared is equal to 2as. What is the question? Identify the second equation of motion. This is the second equation of motion. The next part is that fill in the blanks. An object travels 40 meter in 5 seconds and then another 80 meter in 5 seconds. Then the average speed of the object is. Then what is the formula for average speed? S is the speed equal to distance d1 plus d2 by t1 plus t2. Total distance traveled by total time taken. So what is the first part? 40 meter. Second part is 80 meter. Then add these two things and then t1. Both are same. 5 plus 5. Then 10. 120 by 10, that is 12. The average speed of an object is 12 meter per second. A curved line represented on a velocity time graph indicates non-uniform motion. Okay, this is given in your book. Please check it out. The dash will provide the centripetal force. The question may be like this. Centripetal force will provide dash. Centripetal force will provide dash. The dash must be here. Centripetal force will provide radially inward force, but centrifugal force gives radially outward force. Centripetal force, you write the answer as centripetal force will provide radially inward force. The speed time graph of a car is given here. Then using the data in the graph, calculate the total distance covered by the car. We know that always the space, that is the area under the slope, will give you the distance traveled. If you draw the line in this place, then you will get a triangle. Then how will you find the area of the triangle? S is equal to half BH. S is equal to half BH. B is the base and H is the height. Okay, join these two points, then what will you get? It will be 25. Draw a line here, it will be 25. Then the time 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is the base. Then write the base here. Then what's the answer? If you strike it out all those things, then you will get 625 meter. 625 meter. In a drama, a student moves 3 steps forward and 2 steps backward along a straight line. Take this line and 0, 1, 2, 3, mark these points. A student moves 3 steps, then 1, 2, 3. He is moving 3 steps forward and 2 steps backward. 1, 2. He is moving 2 steps backward. Then read the question once again. In a drama, a student moves 3 steps forward and 2 steps backward along a straight line. If the total number of steps moved by the student is 5, then the displacement. They are asking displacement, not the distance. Here 5 is the distance. Then what is the displacement? It is just only one step. One step or feet. 1 feet of the distance. One answer is 1 feet, F-E-E-T, feet of the distance. Or you can write 1 step of the distance. Okay, the total distance is 5 and the displacement is only 1. Come to the next part. Categorize the following examples as centripetal and centrifugal force. You analyze these examples, and if the force acting radially inward, then you have to choose it as centripetal force. If the force acting radially outward, then it is centrifugal force. CF means centrifugal force. Weight of an object at the equator. Car going around the curve. This is centripetal. CP. Swing something from a string. Centripetal. Satellite in an orbit. Centripetal. Weight of an object at the poles. Centrifugal. Roller coaster. Spinning of a top. Centripetal. Revolution of moon around the earth. Centripetal. Equatorial Railway. Centrifugal. Analyze these examples with the concept. Then you can easily differentiate between centrifugal and centripetal force. Now let us come to the other part, that is read the short passage and answer the following. A toy car rolls down a ramp and hits a cushion. The graph shows how its velocity changes with time. You have to answer all those questions given under this graph. There are three questions you have to answer. Constant velocity on the graph shows. Where you can find the straight line slope. This is the straight line slope, the horizontal part of the line, which shows the constant velocity. Okay, the distance traveled is shown by. Always the distance traveled is given by the area under the curve. You have to choose this area under this curve. Then the average velocity of the toy car is given by the distance moved divided by the time taken. Is it not? The distance moved divided by the time taken. You read out all those options given here. The change in velocity divided by the time taken. We should not take the change in velocity. So this option is wrong. The time taken divided by the change in velocity. Always the distance by time will give you the velocity or speed. Okay. Then the time taken divided by the change in the velocity. The time taken divided by the distance moved. The time should not come in the numerator. So these two options will be wrong. And this is the correct option. Okay. Read out the next question. The diagram shows some people are waiting in a queue at a supermarket. The queue moves forward each time a person leaves the checkout. Person X spends 7 minutes in the queue before reaching the checkout. The graph shows how distance changes with time for the person X. Okay, look at the graph first. This graph drawn between distance and time. Then come to the first question. What is the initial length of the queue? You have to draw a line here. What is the length? See, if you draw a line here, then you will get 6 meter. That is the answer. What is the initial length of the queue? The initial length of the queue will be 6 meter. And look at the graph and then you can count and write the distance. Explain how you could use the graph to work out the number of times person X is stationary. The horizontal straight line gives you the person will be at stationary state. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times the person will be at stationary state. Okay, like that you have to write the answer. State the equation linking average speed, distance moved and time taken. We know that average speed is equal to total distance traveled by total time taken. Okay, remember this formula. Here they are asking average speed. So you have to add the word total distance traveled by total time taken. Okay, then calculate the average speed of a person X in the queue. Also mention the units of each entity. Average speed is equal to 6 by 5. Then the distance, calculate the average speed of the person X. They are asking about the person X. We know that the distance traveled is 6 and the time taken, draw a line here, it is 5 seconds. So 6 by 5. 6 by 5 is equal to 1.2 meter per second. This will give you the average speed of the person X. Okay, look at this picture now. A rabbit runs across the road in front of a car. The driver applies the brake. State 4 factors that affect the chance of the rabbit escaping without being hit. It should not hit the car. What may be the possibilities? I wrote 4 possibilities here. We can slow down the car. Okay, at once if you see the rabbit, then you can slow down the car to the possible extent. Next one is the rabbit can turn and escape. It will be in the hand of a rabbit. The rabbit may turn and then it will escape. If the road is very smooth, we can turn the car like this and then we can safeguard the rabbit. If it is possible, if the road is smooth enough, then you can bend or slow down this car. Okay, we can apply the brake as soon as possible. These are the four possibilities. You can write some more possibilities when you face the situation. Okay, then somehow we have to safeguard this rabbit. Okay, like that you imagine many situations and then write. Okay, then different types of graphs are given. Observe the graph carefully and answer the questions. Okay, distance, time graph for two vehicles, bus and car, are given below. Here it is the graph. Then you have to analyze this graph. One curve shows it is related to bus and the another curve shows it is related to the car. Okay, this one is for bus and this one is for car. Let us try to answer the questions given below. Do the vehicles have uniform motion? Is there any uniform motion? If it is the uniform motion, then the line will be only the straight line. But if you look at the car, if you look at the bus, if you look at the car and bus, then there will be changing in the speed and the curve path. So we can come to the conclusion that um, there won't be any uniform motion. No, we can notice the change in the velocity. This will be the answer. Okay, then write the intervals of time at which motion of the bus and the car are uniform. You have to notice the interval of time uniform motion. We know that the straight line gives you the uniform motion. Okay, from this point up to this point. What is this point corresponding to the distance? It is 24. Okay, then this will also comes under 24. Look at the graph keenly, then you can catch the answer. From 0 to 24 second. If you notice the bus, it is starting from 0. But if you notice the car, it will starting from 10 seconds. Okay, the time duration will be, the initial time will be 10. So you have to write 10 to 24. You should not write it as 0 to 24. Notice the starting time 10. Okay, then in this duration, both the car and the bus will be under uniform speed. Write the ratio of distance covered by the bus to the car. T is equal to 20 second to T is equal to 40 second. Bus to the car. We have to notice the ratio of the time. See here, the initial draw a line, it is 24. Then if you draw a line, it will 16. Subtract these two. 24 minus 16 is equal to 8 meter. And come to the part. Initially it is 24. Then where it is changing, what is given in the question? At t is equal to 20 seconds. You have to notice t is equal to 20 to 40. T is equal to 20 where it is 20 to 40. If you draw the line like this, it will touch 24. For 20, if you draw the line like this, it will touch, it is 16 meter. If you find the ratio 8 by 16, it is 1 by 2, 1 is to 2. But in the Tamil medium book, you can notice the changes. Okay, the graph may be in some other point and the duration may be different. But according to this graph, we will get this answer. 17th question. Plot the position time graph of three students, namely Anjali, Beham and Catherine, with respect to time are given in the table below. Now you have to analyze the data given in the tabular column. First of all, we have to plot the values corresponding to the position and time. Here we are having three characters, Anjali, Beham and Catherine. Plot the graph for Anjali and note down this is first line and this is second one and third one. Beham related to second and Catherine related to third line. Okay, now let us come to the questions. At time interval t is equal to 20 second, t is equal to 25 second. Who moves faster and who was the slowest student? Before doing the first case, let us come to the second one. Always we denote time in the x-axis and position in the y-axis. Now, what is given? Time position graph. Because the speed is equal to distance traveled by time, first you have to take the to find out the gradient, you have to take the value, first value here and then the second value. Okay, remember that this is very important. Before doing first one, let us complete the second case first. Anjali 2 by 5, where we have to find out the gradient for Anjali, and here it is the slope, and this time duration 10 minus 2 is 2, is it not? That 2 I am going to write here. Then what is the duration between these two lines? It is 5. So 2 by 5. If you divide 2 by 5, then you will get 0.4 meter per second. This is the speed of Anjali. Now come to Catherine. Then find out the slope for Catherine. Here it is the slope. You have to choose 2 points and then you can take the slope. Then draw the line here and draw the line here. And what is the value of the slope? What is the value of the slope? 4 by 5. What's the value of 4 by 5? It is 0.8 meter per second. Look at the slope for Beham. It is not uniform. Okay, so you should not take any gradient. If you take the gradient, you should not compare with that of the others because others are moving with a uniform speed. If you look at this particular point, Beham comes to the stationary state. So it's not at all moving. So you should not compare with that of Beham. Beham's speed is slow. So come to the first case. At time interval t is equal to 20 second to t is equal to 25 second, who moves faster and who was the slowest student? Compare these two. Catherine moves faster and Beham moves slower. Okay. Look at the slope for Beham. It is not uniform. So you should not take any gradient. If you take the gradient, you should not compare with that of the others because others are moving with a uniform speed. If you look at this particular point, Beham comes to the stationary state. So it's not at all moving. So you should not compare with that of Beham. Beham's speed is slow. So come to the first case. At time interval t is equal to 20 second to t is equal to 25 second, who moves faster and who was the slowest student? Compare these two. Catherine moves faster and Beham moves slower. Come to the third question. Look at the graph and write two observations that explain the movement of the students. We already explained very well. Beham goes with a non-uniform speed. See here, he is starting from here, and if you observe the straight line motion, it will be only from this point to this point, and then she will not move from this point to this point. Okay, so Beham's motion is not uniform, it is non-uniform. Anjali moves with uniform speed and Catherine also moves with uniform speed, but Catherine moves faster than others. That we can calculate it in this place. Okay, then next question, 18th question. Agilan and Babu are moving in a vehicle and their velocity time graph is given below. Velocity and time graph. Now we are going to analyze these three questions. Does the motion of Agilan and Babu a straight line motion? No. See here, then if you analyze the Babu's motion, then it will be straight line up to this point. After that he is stationary, he is not at all moving. When the time goes on increasing, but the position remains the same, and he is at the stationary position from this point to this point. Okay, no, Babu does not move in straight line. Agilan moves in straight line path. For t is equal to 15 second to t is equal to 40 second, name the person who moves faster. Agilan moves faster. By simply looking, you can analyze that Agilan moves faster. What is the time interval at which change in the velocity of Agilan is more? Change in velocity is constant throughout the motion. A ball is thrown vertically upwards at 40 meters per second. You have to ignore the resistance of air. And taking g is equal to 10 meter per second square. You have to answer these three questions. Maximum height the ball reaches. Then starting from here at u is equal to 40 meter per second. The initial velocity of the ball is u is equal to 40 meter per second. And final velocity after reaching this point is v is equal to 0 meter per second. We know the equation v squared minus u squared is equal to 2as. And substitute those corresponding values. 0 minus 40 squared is equal to 2 into, you take a as g. Is it not? Acceleration due to gravity. It is g given as 10 meter per second squared. Substitute a 10 and s as it is. S is nothing but the height. And if you multiply 40 into 40, 1600, and 2 into 10, 20, then you strike out all those things, and S is equal to 80 meter. That is the height. The maximum height that the ball reaches is 80 meter, and the time taken to reach the maximum height. Now you have to find out the time. Already we know the equation V minus U is equal to 80. That equation you have to use. A is equal to V minus U by T. Then V is 0, U is 40, and T you have to find it out. A already given, and it is minus 10 because the ball coming in the opposite direction, you have to take A as minus because it is coming down. Then the answer will be T is equal to 4S. What is the last question? The time taken to return to its starting point. This is the starting point. If it goes to this point, then it will take 4 seconds. For returning, it will take 4 seconds. If you add these two time duration, then you will get 4 plus 4 is equal to 8 seconds. The time taken to return its starting point is 8 seconds. Question number 20. A cylinder containing a vaccine is dropped from a helicopter covering a height of 200 meter above the ground. The acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second square. Calculate the speed at which the cylinder will hit the ground. Imagine that this is the helicopter and the vaccine will be dropped from the height of 200 meter above the ground level. We know already the equation p square minus u square is equal to 2as. Here a is 10 meter per second square already given, substitute it for it, and then the initial velocity u is 0 and v squared minus u equal to 0 equal to 2 into 10, and the height is 200. 2 into 10, 20, 20 into 200, 4000. V squared is equal to 4000. Take square root, then you will get 20 root 10 meter per second. Meter per second. Okay, then this is the second question. Come to the next question, 21. The diagram below shows a trail of oil drops made by a car as it travels along a road. The oil is dripping from a car at a steady rate of one drip every 2.5 seconds. This is the picture which depicts the oil drop dripping. And now you have to answer all those questions given here. Describe the way the car is moving. You notice the time, duration, and the arrangement of the oil dropping positions. It is straight line, and the duration is also with equal intervals. Just by seeing we can notice that, so that you can come to the conclusion that the car moves in straight line motion. Okay, is there any doubt? No. Then the distance between the first and the seventh drop is 135 meter. Find the distance between two drops. Okay, the distance between the first and the seventh drop. Then how many duration will be in between? Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 duration will be there. The total distance is 135. Then there are 6 intervals. Divide these two numbers and then you will get 22.5 meter. This will be the answer. And state the expression to determine the average speed of the car. Average speed is equal to total distance traveled by total time taken. Total distance traveled by total time taken. Then how will you find out the total time taken? 2.5 into 6. There are 6 intervals, then multiply it by 6. For each you may have 2.5. 2.5 into 6, that is 15 second. Okay, 135 by 15, that is equal to, divide 135 by 15, you will get 9 meter per second.